Hi, my name's Caleb Thompson, and my wife Brandy and our 3 kids are moving in the spring of 2022 to Bangkok, Thailand to join one of our Salt Network Global's church planting teams. So serving with Salt Company has been an unbelievable joy in my life, but really our family's life. I think if God gives Brandy and I the opportunity to look back when we're 80, this 3-year season in Lawrence, Kansas will be one of the times we look back most fondly. We have loved every moment in serving with this church and the relationships with those in the community and the students on the campus. It has been an unbelievable joy, one that we might be most sentimental about. But nonetheless, as great as that's been, that can't be the thing that captures us. Because reality is, the need of those to hear the gospel has to so far outweigh the joys of hanging on to those who we already love because of the gospel. And so we've been moved to this place and realization of those who have no access to the good and great things we've got to share in Story Hill the past 3 years. Today, in this moment, there are over 3 billion people who have no access to Jesus. They're 3 billion people. Not only are they not Christians, but they don't know another Christian. What that means is, think about it. If in this moment every Christian shared the gospel with every non-Christian and the Holy Spirit brought all of these people to believe in Jesus miraculously in one moment, there would still be 3 billion people who wouldn't believe because there's no one there to share the gospel with them. That's moved us deeply. But even beyond that, I get to be a dad of 2 beautiful, wonderful little girls and a son who I'm so excited to meet in late September. And realized one day, I looked up because I was curious, how many babies are going to be born the day that my son is going to be born? 350,000 babies born every day in the world. But if there's 3 billion people who don't know Jesus because there's no one to tell them about Jesus, that means there's over 150,000 babies who are going to be born the same exact day that our son Brooks is coming into the world. But 150,000 babies, for sure that day, the day that might be one of the greatest days, it'll be one of the greatest days in the life of our family. It is actually one of the greatest days of horror and pain and tragedy for these parents, and they don't even know it yet. Because there's 150,000 babies who are going to be born, and time is simply a people mover to hell right now for these children. Think about it, 150,000 little boys and little girls that God is forming in their mom's womb to come into the world. Unless something changes, unless people today believe that it matters to go to these places with the gospel, then they have no hope. And this is what's amazing about going to Bangkok. In Bangkok alone, 1 million university students gathered in all across Thailand, all across Southeast Asia, across the world. And where 0.06% of these people believe in Jesus. A country wide open for Christians to come to right now can come in openly saying that they're going to share the gospel of Jesus and pursue people with the reality of who Jesus is, that he rose from the dead, and people in great need who don't yet believe. What better place to give your life to? What place is there a door more wide open out of hope that Jesus might just continue to do the thing in other people's lives who's never heard, that we've seen him do over and over and over again on a college campus in Lawrence, Kansas? Reality is, our network is multiplying and growing at an unbelievable rate. It's not unrealistic. My 3 kids, before they graduate college, there may not be a university city in North America that hasn't had a local church planted with a Salt Company. So what if all the national churches that are going to be planted through the life of the Salt Network also raise their hand to plant churches globally, where there's 3 billion people who don't know Jesus? What would it look like if at the same pace that's being accelerated through people going with the gospel on national church plants here to start churches and Salt companies, we also caught the vision and shared in the opportunity to plant churches globally? This is why Brandy and I are so excited and privileged to get to go.